Hello model car fans, welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and this week I'm showing you my completed build here of the Richard Petty 1970 Plymouth Superbird here. A model I've actually wanted to build for a very long time, and even had the die cast, which you saw in some of the early videos when I was starting to work on this project and showing them off there. But I've been wanting to build the actual plastic model kit of it, and I knew there was a couple of different versions of it. I managed to get my hands on two of the JoHan kits of the Richard Petty, but looking them over, they weren't really the race car in there from what I knew of the race car. And then Revell actually took the monogram kit and put the decals on it, but I come to find out that that was the same thing, where it was literally the stock bodied, the entire stock kit. It was just a tribute car with the Richard Petty decals on it. So I skipped away from that one, and I wanted to do the race car from the JoHan kit. And that project just kind of sat, and I'm not a huge NASCAR race car kind of guy, and it really just seemed like it was going to be a ton of work. So I kind of was a little concerned about that. But before I want to jump into the story of the build here, and a little bit I do know about the car, I want to take a moment and thank our sponsor Hobby Nut Models for sponsoring the channel. There'll be a link in the video description below, so check him out. He's got some of the latest kits, and I've got a few on order coming in too, so looking forward to those. You'll see them on a later video. I'll bring that up later. But we'll get back to this here. When it came to this one, I mentioned that I had already had two of the JoHan Superbirds, the Richard Petty Superbirds and everything, and looking them over and everything, and I realized, okay, these really aren't race car bodies. It's got a roll cage, it's got some race car parts. The car itself used kind of a stock floor pan and everything, but I wanted the full race interior, and that's kind of what this car has as well. And then the car that exists now, which I understand is one of the real cars, but these cars were, from what I understand, skinned, turned into regular Chargers, and so very few of the actual wing cars actually survived with the original skin. I guess there was a video where I read it where there was basically two of them, and then of course the race damage and stuff, so that's why the fender openings are different. Each race had different configurations and decals, and so I was learning all that stuff, and many of you guys helped me with that during the build and everything, and pointed out some of the options if I wanted to go super speedway versus road course, and why they did it. And so that was a lot of fun for me. It was kind of a bit more discovery, but it was fun to find all that stuff out. And then on top of it, Salvinos JR came out with some race car kits. And they came out with a plain 71 Charger through Mike's Decals. It came with no decals, the plain box. And I thought that would be a perfect swap. They're both 1/25th scale. I'll fit that into the car. But once I actually got that kit and took a look at it and saw the two-piece chassis and everything, I thought, man, there's no way I'm gonna get this done or get this fitted. And even quick mock-ups, I had gaps everywhere. And I was like, man, I don't know about this. The rest of it looked great. I'm doing mock-up, liked the motor. I liked a bunch of the stuff about it. But I just kept looking at the kit thinking, there's a lot of things I've got to do here. I feel like I'm biting way more than I can chew on this thing. So when it came down to it, I'm like, well, I got all this stuff. A few years had gone by, and for whatever reason, I pulled the kits out, and I decided, well, if the chassis is going to fit, the only way I'm going to know is really start mocking it up and getting the chassis together. So that's what I started to do here. You guys have been following along. You've seen this. I blended the chassis together to make it look like one piece instead of two. Filled in all the gaps around the thing, extended the back, extended the sides, moved the wheel openings, cut the wheel openings. So those are definitely not the kit ones. There's videos on all these steps here. Getting the wheels, the stance, modifying the radiator to where it actually meets up with the front. But I left a lot of the body alone. Like the molded in JoHan headlight lines here, they shouldn't be there. It should just be a flat nose. And I was back and forth on just flat out filling all of this in, smoothing it out. Because on the real car, the headlights kind of have where they actually would pop up. There's like a painted line. And a couple of times the race car has a screen on this side, depending on the race. So I wasn't going for a specific one. And then, of course, the turn signals are still there. And I was going to kind of fill them in or put a screen. But I decided I was going to leave the obvious nose alone and use the spoiler that came in the JoHan kit. So I pretty much left the nose of the JoHan kit alone, other than removing the bumper, the little rubber bumper on the front. The scoops, I didn't mold them into the fenders, but everything else I had trimmed and blended in the front here. Some of the cars, you can see there's like a painted line, but the car as it is now, there's no line. It's completely blended in. It's all sheet metal. So did all of that. Then I kind of did the same to the back. I wanted the tail lights, so I made my own little plugs there and put the decals in there. And then I modified the rear bumper and I painted it silver. Then I put just using foil, the riveted side pieces here, and then foil door handles. So that's all bare metal foil. And got all that done. So really happy with how the outside came. Now we'll take this outside. We'll get a view of it in the sunlight and spin it on the turntable and see what we think of it in the Arizona sun. And we'll get right back to it here. Well, here she is out in the Arizona sun, just shining up real bright here. Love that Petty blue, super bright blue in the sun here, with that real automotive clear really making this thing shine. Looking good, and I know something like this, the Richard Petty Superbird. I'm sure I've been told this before. Race cars were not this nice when it came to the paint jobs and everything like that. And it's kind of funny because now I'm just thinking about another model car of mine where the drama to me sounded kind of fun to hear about. But I had a GT40 model kit, which I featured on the channel, and I talk about it in that video. At an IPMS show in Tucson, and it was just like this, super shiny and everything. And it was an award contender, which that I thought was cool in its own right. But I got a ribbon for like honorable mention, which was kind of like a 4th place, which I thought was really cool. Unusual, but really cool. So I got that. But after the show was over and I was collecting my models off the table, I had one of the guys who was one of the judges apparently came up and told me how he felt that I was robbed, as he felt I had a better model kit, and and he thought the other judges were kind of being too cruel or too picky by saying that my paint job was too nice and race cars did not look like that. Now it's kind of funny to think about that, and I've judged, so I know what that's like, and especially when you're looking something over, and you might be an expert in that field or whatnot. I'll admit, when it comes to race cars, I wasn't a big fan of judging race cars or lowriders. While I admire the work that goes into them and everything, not quite as knowledgeable in it, especially when it comes to the lowriders. The lowriders, those things are pieces of art, and they're just amazing. But to sit there and judge them and try and pick which one is better than the other one on so many things, it's hard. And I can see the judges standing there deciding which one's first, which one's second, and coming down to something as silly as a fingerprint or a brush stroke that you can see that isn't in the other one. I've been there, so when it comes to judging, I get that. And so for me, I could just picture what it was like, and to hear that from him made that ribbon even more special. And while I don't know where the ribbon is now, I'll never forget that moment of winning a kind of like an honorable mention 4th place. At first my initial reaction was kind of like a thanks for participating award, but hearing the backstory on it actually made the ribbon more special, in my opinion. So anyway, just kind of a nice story about how too shiny. But I am really liking this car. I'm just I know I've said it a couple of times. It's just, I'm amazed at, how this came out for me for something that I was so nervous about attempting or doing, because I'd never really I've done a couple of NASCARs, but not like this, and not to this level. They were strictly out of the box, and not the amount of effort and work and kit bashing that I put into this one. And, I'm just like super happy with how it is. But let's take this back inside, because I'm sweating, and sweat's getting in my eyes and burning, and this thing's gonna melt if I keep it out here. It's pretty hot out here in Arizona at the moment, and it's barely spring. But anyways, we'll go inside. So getting back to my actual build, getting it all to fit, getting fingerprints all over it. I was wiping it all down, trying to make sure it was nice. But let's pop the hood. And so I left all the molded in stuff on the bottom of the hood, but I removed, the hood mounts that were molded in. But on the inside of this body, I removed everything, all the mounts for the firewall, all the mounts, everything inside. So when you look in the interior, you can see all the roll bars, and the inside is smooth too. That was a pain in the butt. And then all of these bars, getting the dash painted black, having the Plymouth badge on the one side, and just detailing everything out. And then one of my last minute decisions, you got to turn it this way to see it. I decided to put the net in there, but laying down, like it fell down and it's just kind of resting there. So I did the net like that. Not really sure, if they actually did that. And also the steering wheel is the JoHan steering wheel and not the Salvinos JR. And then the gauges on there didn't come with it. I just found some gauges and decals and stuck them in there. But I had some fun doing all of these little things to it and putting all the details in there, like that cooler back there, the blower motor for the cooler. There's another box back there. And even the ignition boxes right there on the floor, if you can see them. Put those in there. And you can see all this stuff in my blown apart video. Then there's the Hemi engine there that's Richard Petty painted blue, the corporate blue. And a lot of this stuff, like his wheels are painted this dark blue, and a lot of the suspension parts are painted dark blue. So I used a corporate blue or Ford blue for that. And then I added the exhaust, and it was pointed out because I didn't know if I wanted the exhaust to come out one side or both sides. I'd seen them both ways, but it was mentioned that the super speedway cars had one pipe on each side, where the other ones, it was just on the one side. So I stuck with that. And then I was also brought to the fact that the gas cap would be on this side for a speedway car. And I put the vent in there and everything. So really liked how all of that came out. And the gas cap is dark blue as well and not black. Another thing were I got these Shabo transfers on here. Now, they were a pain in the butt and they weren't really working, but I got a set to stick. But many of you guys mentioned Mike's tires decals. I ordered those. I got a set coming. So I may swap them. I may not. Depends on if these come off. But I definitely have them for a future build. And then, I got the glass all polished out, and then the bars back there. These were actually in the JoHan kit as separate pieces. So carefully laid down and glued in place. Molded the wing in. Added the photo etched hood pins. Those are from ProTech. He sponsored a video a long time ago. So I added them to this build as well, as I had extras. But I had to buy some more. I didn't have enough. Did it on the hood as well. So there's one. But getting that one bent for the center of the hood, that was a challenge. But and I destroyed a few trying to do that properly. But came out nice. And then a couple of decals here and there under the hood, along with the spark plug wires, which you've seen. And of course, a decal sheet for Mike's decals as well. So those are pretty cool. I think they're marked yesterday's, but that's where I got them. And it's a somewhat older sheet. I guess the newest sheet is a little bit different. But that's how long ago I bought some of this stuff and was planning this build. So now that I'm done with it, I'm super happy and super excited of how this thing came out. And the fact that it lays flat and everything fit. I was super nervous about getting the chassis inside there, and it popped in there. I did use the paper I mentioned, parchment paper. That's what I had used. Got some out of the kitchen and slid some in there, and I managed to use it as to help it slide into place without scratching the finish on the inside, and worked great. Super happy with how that, and you know, even you can't really see it. It's kind of hard to point it out, but I mean, yeah, you see the whole inside is painted blue inside and out, and it all lined up really well, and even in the back window area and you know, all that stuff. So getting everything gloss coated. So you know, just super excited about that. Even filled in the vent up here, which the current car kind of doesn't have, but I guess in some of the vintage races I could see it was there. So kind of fun to see. And the hood fits. I had to do some of the other mods. Come to think about other mods here. Careful shaving under here for the carb to get this air cleaner to fit under the hood. This I had to move it forward. These breathers hit the hood originally, but in the car, as I can see now, the pipe was much closer to the radiator like it is now and tucked down so it clears. But I had to use the hoses right there as actual Detail Master like radiator hose, and I glued that in place and got it in there so that it fit really nicely, and that all worked. So I was really, you know, really happy about all of that. And I put the coil back on the firewall in the back corner there, if you can see it. Lighting in here is, you know, the camera keeps, the brighter I make it in here, the more the camera wants to compensate and dim everything. But this thing, really happy about this one. So, you know, definitely a bit of a confidence builder, and I really surprised myself on how well it came out. I know it may not be the most accurate as far as, you know, bars and positions and everything, but it's way better than I was imagining. I'm just super, super happy with how this thing came out. But anyways, you guys, that's kind of enough there. Not trying to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back, but, you know, this thing just came out awesome. And one other thing I forgot to mention is I did make these pillars with really thin styrene and glue them over to really put the chrome on the pillars right there and smooth everything all out. So there was a lot of little sanding, a lot of little things done to this thing to get it all to do this. So I mean, I literally went over every inch of it. But you know, the way it came out, I'm just, you know, I'm just tickled pink. But anyways, you guys, thank you for your likes, comments, subscribes, and all the knowledge you guys shared with me on this one. That I really do appreciate, you know, pointing out a couple of things, you know, that the cars had this or why they did certain things and how they were back then. Because when these raced, I wasn't even alive. Finding out about them later on, you know, being born in '73. But anyways, you guys, I really do appreciate it. And you guys just share, hit the thumbs up if you like this thing and everything. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. So you guys, you have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time.